Morning, guys. How we doing? I've actually woken up in a very energetic mood. I think that's a good thing. I don't know what it means, but I had like a weird day at the end of yesterday. You know when you have a bad moment, like at work or something, and then you assume the whole day is like sucks and you start complaining. And then I always try to remind myself like one bad moment isn't a bad day and it isn't a bad life. You know what I mean? Because sometimes a moment just ruins your whole day. But actually, when you look at it, you're like, the day was really good. So that was my evening yesterday. But then I ended up going to the pub. But I didn't stay for long. I left early because today I have a run this morning. So we're gonna get ready for that. Unfortunately, I can't have bananas. Well, I could. I can't have bananas with almond butter and honey because the bananas are like too ripe now to just eat. Like I need to use them in something. I do have some other ones, but they're not ripe enough, if that makes sense. Those bananas are probably going to go into a shake or something. Instead, I do have these crumpets, which I was going to have on the weekend. I also have something exciting to try. Of course, I'm going to have coffee. I've been out of my Nespresso capsules for a few weeks, and I was actually using another brand that I found at TK Maxx. But then I got given an ad for this Nespresso pistachio vanilla flavor, and I succumbed to it, and I was like, oh, let me order my Nespresso pods, because I don't buy coffee outside much, not for any particular reason, but just like I want my coffee in the morning and this is a quick way, and then I don't end up spending money later in the day. So I got this one and I'm gonna try it, which is quite exciting. So I'm going to toast up one of these crumpets, and I think I'm going to have it with almond butter, some honey, and some sea salt. And then we're going to pop in a pistachio vanilla flavored coffee, which is so exciting, and have some coffee. And then we'll go for this run. Also, I don't know if you guys realized, but it's not that dark and I'm awake at almost 7, which means we can do a run outside. Let's try this coffee. That's actually really nice. I think nowadays everything is pistachio, but it's like always to the max, and it's super sweet and super heavy. This is very subtle, and I've always loved the vanilla flavor, so I can taste that in here. It tastes like actual pistachio, if that makes sense, like what you would taste if you actually ate a pistachio, and not just something that's full of sugar. Also, I don't put sugar in my coffee, but that's probably why. I like that. I would buy that again. Cheers. The best part of the crumpet, all the honey and almond butter just goes inside. I like this notebook to write my thoughts in, but the only problem is, because I'm left-handed, when I turn the pages, this bit is so annoying. Even if it's just flat, it still has like this ridge. So my hand goes like that. I think once I'm done with it, I'm going to switch notebooks, but I kind of like the look of this one, and I was hoping that I'd have all of them the same, but I don't think that matters too much. Either way, let's make some breakfast on the run, which was really good, by the way, especially because I can first of all go outside in the morning and run, and I don't have to go on the treadmill. It is way windier than I thought though, but I'll take it, it's fine. It's also nice to see all the flowers starting to bloom and the trees starting to get their leaves. It's funny because yesterday I was walking back from work, and there's this tree I always pass, and I've been thinking about how long winter feels, but it also feels like it's gone so quickly, because that tree usually during autumn, the leaves are like this beautiful orange red hue, but yesterday I saw some of the leaves like starting to sprout on that tree, and I was thinking, I feel like I just saw this tree turn orange and now it's sprouting again for spring. It feels really quick, and when I think too much about time, I'll start to spiral. But yeah, I just think that's why you shouldn't worry too much about, I guess, time in that sense. Like, it will just pass either way. Just gotta enjoy it. To my point, on the run, I was thinking we have those bananas that are now starting to go really ripe and sweet, which is perfect for banana bread. But also this morning I was thinking I could make banana bread creamy oats for breakfast. So that's what we're gonna do. I love banana bread, so having something like this for breakfast is really delicious and quite filling as well. I also liked my banana bread quite spiced, so I'm gonna add quite a bit of nutmeg and cinnamon as well. We're gonna make the main mixture of the oats, but we're also gonna make a delicious like caramelized banana topping to go with it. For the oats, you wanna mix rolled oats, almond milk, one ripe banana, but just half of the banana, and you wanna mash this until it's nice and soft. And then add in your cinnamon, your nutmeg. I love adding vanilla extract as well. A nice pinch of salt. Salt really allows the sweetness and the flavors to come out. And for texture, I'm gonna add a few chopped walnuts. We have our porridge mixture ready to go, and it doesn't look that appetizing now, but it will be really delicious. You want a pan that has a lid. You're going to pour the mixture into the pan on a medium-low heat for around 10 minutes with the lid on, and you just want to stir it every couple of minutes to avoid it sticking, but allow it to cook really well. That's the trick with oats, to get them nice and creamy and soft. Alright, while that starts cooking, it's already almost coming up to simmer. We're going to start prepping the topping. Like I said, we want to make a caramelized banana walnut topping. For the toppings, you just want to slice your remaining half banana and roughly chop a few walnuts. We're going to heat a bit of coconut oil in a small pan over a medium heat, and then add our sliced bananas. With this one, it might not hold as well because the banana is quite ripe. You want to cook it for 2 to 3 minutes on each side until the banana is quite soft and has a nice brown caramel color. Then just add in your maple syrup, let it bubble for a few minutes. You don't want it to burn. Coat the bananas and walnuts and then switch off the gas. Alright guys, our porridge is done and it's super nice and creamy. You can choose whether or not to have protein in this because it's already quite thick, but I just like getting a bit more protein in the morning especially. I'm gonna go with vanilla, but I always add it in after cooking. I think when you cook the protein, that's when it becomes quite disgusting. I like making sure that it's still creamy, so for that I add around 1 nice heaped teaspoon of Greek yogurt and 1 nice scoop of vanilla protein powder. I do think other flavors may work, but I prefer vanilla for this. But then you just want to vigorously mix this until it's really nice and smooth and you have no chunks. The last thing you want to add is chocolate if you want to use it. Personally, when I'm making like porridge and stuff like that, or even on a general basis, I really love Hue when I want to taste the chocolate. But I feel like when I use normal like Cadbury or something, it's too sweet for this kind of food. I have hazelnut butter, which I really like, and the pack is almost done. And a whole new pack of salty dark chocolate. And I think I'm gonna go for this one. Something just rich would taste really good. That looks so good, and the chocolate will start to melt. I'm so excited. I also love how crispy the caramelization on the walnuts is, so you get a really good crunch. Oh my god. It's like having banana bread batter. That's how it tastes. That's delicious. I was debating between raisins and blueberries, but I was really craving a blueberry, so that's what I did. Right now I'm reading Pachinko, which is really deep and really real. I really like it. I just finished The House on the Cerulean Sea. Beautiful book. I love the character growth of the main character, and it was also a great reminder about how changing your environment or doing things you never believed that could be possible could be right for you. And yeah, I just really loved his storyline. I'm gonna read for a bit and then work. I'll see you at lunch. The weather has taken a drastic change, especially from yesterday. Yesterday was such a sunny day. I even got such a nice picture of the sunset when I was at work. And now there's like gale force winds outside. So I want something really warm because it's become quite cold. I've been on an egg kick recently. I've been having so much egg. And it's always kind of, I'll have it, and then I'll get really disgusted by them and won't have them for like a few months or a few weeks and then get back into it. Today, we're gonna make Indian omelette. I don't know if this is like an every Indian thing, I don't know, but I know loads of people growing up who had this in their house, and it's basically an omelette with masala and some veg, and you normally have it with like paratha or toast, and it's just delicious. I also add cheese to mine, so I'm gonna make that for lunch. It's also something you can make quite quickly, and I also want to do something else in my lunch break if the rain stops. So I'm gonna make mine with 2 large eggs. So you're not just whisk together 2 large eggs. We're gonna start with the veg. Normally in Indian omelette you have red pepper, which we're going to chop. You also have red onions, which you want to chop, and tomato, which you want to chop. I also like adding green chili to mine, so I'm gonna chop that. So you want to crack 2 large eggs into a bowl and whisk them well. Add in your salt, red chili powder, garam masala, coriander powder, cumin powder, and turmeric. Whisk everything until all the spices are nicely combined. I'm just whisking these eggs, but I wanted to tell you something. So normally, well, I used to do this. I whisk eggs like this, and my wrist would get really tired. But recently I've learned if you hold it a bit more like that, or even like this, and just go side to side, you whisk your egg faster, better, but also your wrist doesn't hurt. Also, sometimes when you're going in the circular motion, egg kind of falls out. So when you go like this, just so much easier. Now we're gonna add our veg, and I've chopped out obviously more than I need for one omelette for myself, but I'm just gonna use this tomorrow and the day after probably. And then I go in with the veg, so your chopped tomatoes, onions, red pepper, green chili if you're gonna use it, and some fresh coriander. And then I'm gonna mix everything together and we can cook our egg. We're just gonna heat up this pan. Again, you want a pan with a lid. You want to heat up some butter or some ghee. You can use vegetable oil, but like I've said before, I really like cooking Indian spices in ghee. Once the ghee gets nice and warm, we're going to pour our egg mixture in. Grate on top some cheddar cheese. I like using cheddar cheese, but you can use any cheese you like, or even no cheese at all. And then put the lid on, put the gas on a medium-low, and allow your egg to cook for around 3 to 5 minutes. Cool, while that's cooking away, I'm actually going to toast some sourdough bread. You can use any kind of bread or carb that you like. I think I'll just do 1 slice because these are quite big. Gonna toast this and butter it up. I love using Kerrygold butter, like I think it's one of my favorite butters. It's so delicious. Once that's done, we're then going to flip our egg, lid the pan again, and allow it to cook for around 2 to 3 minutes. That flip is so hard to do. This is really helpful though. This is a fish spatula, and I always use it when making eggs like this. A very handy tool. This smells so good because of all the spices. Something I like doing is, I normally have this with mango chutney, most of the time homemade, but I don't have any. But I have this one, which is called Geeta's Premium Mango Chutney. It's actually really good, but it's way more on the sweeter side. And I put it on the toast. Yeah, I just put it on the toast, and it just, I don't know, just adds something. Oh, I almost forgot. We always used to have this with Tabasco, but also you can have it with green chutney, but I don't have time for that. Also, I wouldn't make a whole batch just for this. But yeah, this is lunch. Cool. I'm gonna eat my lunch, watch something while I eat, and the rain has actually stopped, so I think I'm gonna go practice skateboarding for a bit. I'm a bit hungry, so I'm gonna make a yogurt bowl. Skating was fun, but it got really windy and really dark all of a sudden. Like the clouds just became really dark. So I kind of left because I was scared I was gonna be blown off the skateboard. I'm already a beginner. I kind of don't want to get injured. Right now I'm doing very like simple things. The basics of getting on the skateboard, getting off the skateboard. I forgot the name. But I guess just like gliding, like getting on, pushing off a bit. It's really tough. I guess it's easy if you've always done it, but yeah, it's hard. Also, because I have the marathon, I'm trying to be really careful because I don't want to break anything or injure myself before then. But it's an interesting challenge. It's really fun, to be fair, like when you get a bit of a roll on. I'm gonna just make a simple yogurt bowl, a strawberry yogurt bowl. For that, I just use Greek yogurt and I'm gonna top it with these fresh strawberries, which are such an interesting shape, very elongated, but they're quite sweet, to be fair. And then I'm just gonna drizzle on top some nice honey and some flaky sea salt as well. Yeah, that's my yogurt bowl. Or I don't know if you'd call this a yogurt bowl, but it's something. I feel like because I don't need so much, like a whole bowl, like if I was having breakfast, because it's just a snack. The first bite is always the best because all the residual honey is still on there. I think strawberry yogurt bowl might be one of my favorites because it tastes a bit like Eton Mess, or when you have like strawberries and cream, it's just so good. I feel like the internet is very divided on yogurt bowls in general. I don't know why though, because they're really good. I remember as a kid I used to eat so much yogurt, but it's all like the kid flavored ones, and they had like quite a bit of sugar. Isn't having a shower after work the most superior feeling? I feel so fresh right now. Gonna cook dinner now. I'm not that hungry right now, but I know by the time I finish cooking, I'll be hungry. Also, my brother messaged and he's coming over because tomorrow we both have long runs for marathon training. And this is, I think, the second one we would have probably not done together. And I guess like you get really used to running these long runs with someone, and then if you don't, it's kind of like a struggle. Well, for us. So he's gonna come over and then we're gonna run it together tomorrow, which is really great because I was dreading doing that alone. And he'll probably join me for dinner if he gets here on time. Otherwise, I'm just gonna eat without him. For dinner, we're gonna make Caesar salad inspired tacos. These are absolutely delicious. We're gonna start by marinating the chicken so it allows the flavors to build. For that, I have chicken mince, which I'm just gonna get into this bowl. To this mince, you want to add mixed herbs, the zest of 1 lemon, and you wanna be sure just to get the zest bit. You don't want to over zest and then get to the pith, which then adds like a bitter taste to the chicken. We're also going to add pepper, salt, 6 cloves of garlic minced, and also 1 teaspoon of paprika. I also might add in some cumin powder. When mixing the mince, I like going in with my hands because it just ensures the marinade gets properly in there and everywhere so that you get some really flavorful chicken. And I would just spend a few minutes like massaging the chicken so that, like I said, the marinade gets everywhere. Cool, we're gonna set the chicken aside and we're gonna get started on making our Caesar salad. We're going to start by chopping our salad, which is really a simple salad. I have some cos lettuce here. Cos is good, romaine is good, jam lettuce might work as well, but I love cos lettuce. Another tip I wanted to say when you're cooking, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I always have like a little trash bowl next to me, and it just helps keep things clear and moving. Either way, for the Caesar salad, we're going to shred down our cos lettuce. We're going to chop up a few sprigs of dill, chop up a tomato, and also make our Caesar dressing, but we'll get to that in the next bit. Cool, our salad is chopped up and looking really great. Now to the next part, which is my favorite bit about this recipe, the Caesar salad dressing. It's not exactly like a Caesar salad dressing, but it's delicious. I feel like anything creamy with garlic is so good and probably one of my favorite flavors when it comes to salad dressings. For this, I'm going to mix everything into one bowl and then just use the immersion blender, which honestly is such a handy kitchen tool, especially like if you're making dressings or soups or broths or anything where you just need like a quick blend but you don't want to get the whole blender out and then pour everything. Also makes really smooth, I guess, liquids. And with the immersion blender, it gives your Caesar salad dressing a very like silky, glossy finish. But if you don't have one, don't worry, just use like a blender and it should do the job. For the dressing, we're gonna add Greek yogurt, mayonnaise, fresh lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, garlic cloves, mustard, a bit of salt, a bit of pepper, and then blend everything together. Alright, that is silky smooth. Should we taste it? Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good, I'm excited. Okay, I am excited. I will say, again, this is not a traditional Caesar salad dressing, but it's delicious. I believe a traditional one would have anchovy paste, I don't know. But it's not something I keep around in the house on a normal basis, and I wasn't just gonna get it for this. I will say sometimes with the recipes, it's okay to just get it almost there. You know, you can be a bit loose with the recipe, and as long as it tastes delicious and doesn't look hideous, you're good. Next, we're gonna mix some of our Caesar salad dressing into our Caesar salad. You'll also realize, unlike other Caesar salads, this doesn't have croutons. You have the taco already, then you have the chicken, and the chunky crouton within the taco is weird for me. So, next best thing to bring that bready feel and a bit of crunch is breadcrumbs. You can get the toasted ones or the plain ones, and you just want to drizzle them on your salad. I told you, now I'm getting hungry. I think it's because I'm cooking. It's weird because sometimes I'll cook dinner or cook a meal. By the time I get to eating that meal, I'll not be hungry at all. It's like just seeing and cooking has fed me. Like I'll still eat. I don't know if that happens to everyone, but today it's the other way where all the food and smell is making me hungrier. Let's move on to building our tacos. Soft flour tacos, and these are the mini ones that you would have with tacos. But if you can get cone ones, this will even taste better. You want to take your tacos, take around a 1/4 cup of the chicken and press it down nice and firm on the tacos. You can use a bit of oil to help you stop the sticking. I also go in with a few breadcrumbs just to add that crunch factor. Okay, our tacos are ready. I've pressed them nice and thin over here. You want to press quite firmly and make sure it's quite a thin layer. We're gonna go over to the gas now and cook these on a pan. You wanna heat up some olive oil, and once it gets hot, you wanna put your taco chicken side down. Cook it for a good 3 to 5 minutes while lightly pressing down, and then flip them and cook them for another 2 to 3 minutes to allow the taco to get nice and crispy, and then we can eat.
Do I want to what?
Know what it is?
Go on.
Can you guess?
No.
Chicken Caesar salad inspired taco.
I see that. Oh my god. It's incredible. Really good, right? Oh my god.